I've never believed in ghosts or anything supernatural. But what happened that night, in the middle of nowhere, still keeps me awake. I was just house-sitting for a friend. It was supposed to be an easy weekend, until the power went out, and something inside the house realized I wasn't alone. My friend Daniel and his wife were heading out of town for their anniversary. They asked me to house-sit and look after their golden retriever, Max. Their home was beautiful but isolated, miles away from the nearest neighbor, surrounded by dense woods. It was peaceful, quiet, almost too quiet. Honestly, I was looking forward to the weekend. Free food, a comfortable house, and a loyal dog for company. What could possibly go wrong? The first night was calm. Max and I watched movies until around midnight. By 1 a.m., I turned off the lights and settled onto the couch. That's when Max suddenly lifted his head and stared toward the dark hallway. He wasn't barking, just watching. His ears stiff, his body frozen. I chuckled nervously and whispered, "Relax, buddy. It's just an old house." But deep down, I wasn't so sure. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the entire house went dark. No warning, no storm, just silence. The TV shut off, the lights died, and the hum of electricity vanished. My phone had no signal. The Wi-Fi was gone. The only sound left in the house was Max growling, low and steady, at the basement door. As I reached for a flashlight, I heard it. A slow, deliberate knock. Thump, thump, thump. It wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from the basement. My hands trembled as I approached the door. Max whimpered and backed away, refusing to follow me. Taking a deep breath, I turned the knob and slowly opened it. The hinges creaked loudly in the silence. The air downstairs was freezing. My breath turned into mist as I stepped down the stairs, each step echoing into the darkness. Then I saw it. A rocking chair, moving slowly on its own. I froze. Every instinct told me to run, but I couldn't move. The chair creaked rhythmically, back and forth, as if someone invisible had just stood up. And then I heard a whisper behind me. "You're not Daniel." My heart nearly stopped. I spun around, shining the flashlight into the darkness, but there was no one there. The beam flickered. The temperature dropped even further. And on the dusty wall, letters began to form, as if traced by invisible fingers. I didn't wait another second. I ran upstairs, slammed the basement door shut, and locked myself in the bedroom with Max. He trembled beside me as we waited for morning, listening to every creak and whisper in the house. I didn't sleep at all. When the sun finally rose, everything looked normal. The power was back. The lights worked. The silence felt ordinary again. With shaking hands, I gathered my courage and returned to the basement. The rocking chair was perfectly still. The walls were clean. No writing. No footprints. No sign that anything had happened. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination. Fear. Stress. Anything but the truth. Later that afternoon, Daniel returned home. As soon as he walked in, he noticed the exhaustion on my face and asked if everything was okay. I hesitated, then told him everything. The barking, the power outage, the rocking chair, the whisper. His smile faded. His face turned pale. He stared at me in stunned silence before whispering, "That's impossible." I asked him why. He swallowed hard and said, "We never told you this, but the previous owner died in that basement." A chill ran down my spine. I forced myself to ask, what was his name? Daniel hesitated before replying. His name was Daniel. My blood ran cold. Then he looked at me and asked one final question. "Did he say anything to you?" My voice trembled as I answered, "Only this. You're not Daniel." Daniel's hands began to shake, because he had never told me his full name. It was Daniel Carter Jr. And his father, the man who died in that basement, was Daniel Carter Sr. I moved out of that house before sunset. I never went back, and I never agreed to house sit again. I still don't believe in ghosts. But sometimes, late at night, when the world is silent, I wake up at exactly 3:17 a.m., and I swear I can hear a faint whisper in the darkness. "You're not Daniel."